Today on Hopped Up Beer Review, we're going to take a break from doing beer reviews, and we're solely going to talk about hugs on the beach. They're great. Everybody loves them. Everybody loves the beach. Everybody loves hugs. I mean, how can you go wrong? I'm kidding. We're going to talk about hugs on the beach from Highwire Brewing out of Asheville, North Carolina. Thanks for joining us. Greetings and salutations, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Hopped Up Beer Review. This is the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. And today is going to be no different. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell, as well as check us out on social media. Come say hey in Discord. And if you do, we might just give you a hug on the beach. For Andy and the Attic and Jay, I'm Ben. What are we drinking today, gentlemen?
We're going to Asheville, North Carolina, one of my favorite cities. It is a mecca for craft beer. This is Highwire. As Ben has referenced, Hugs on the Beach. This has a lot going on. It is a fruit tart from their fruit tart series. And I'm sure Andy is dying to tell us all about this. So let's crack it.
Don't bring me into this.
Andy, you know you love a good hug on the beach.
Dying hugs. The less contact with people, the better.
If you want proof of that, go back and watch some of our brewery flight reviews in breweries in Birmingham, where I purposely touch Andy on the shoulder multiple times, and he hates it. So, and that's solely why I do it.
Don't touch me. I do the touching.
So this is a tart tropical wheat.
Yeah, it's actually a wheat ale.
Yeah, brewed with peach, cranberry, tangerine, vanilla, and lactose. So their fruit tart series. I'm very interested to try this.
Have you not had this?
I do not believe I have.
Who picked this up?
I think you did when we were at Hop City.
In Birmingham. One of us, and it's from Birmingham. Yeah. Maybe it was me. I can't remember.
It was you. It wasn't me.
It's one of us. I might have done it.
Perhaps it was me. I have to look at my...
I know it wasn't me.
My box of beers to see if I've got an extra one.
Yeah, you should.
Well, let's
all right.
Hug on the beach.
Cheers.
Cheers, mates. So it's a wheat ale, but said it's a sour / tart series, fruited ale. And it tastes more just like a sour than, I can't detect any type of wheat ale from it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's 5.5%, 5 IBUs. Definitely not tart. I mean, definitely not bitter. It's tart.
It's like the list of ingredients that were given, and they're given on the can here too, that Jay mentioned. The peach, cranberry, tangerine, vanilla, and lactose. It's almost like they all cancel each other out.
Yeah, they melded together.
Yeah.
It's not like I can't pick any of them out. It's just like, I don't know.
It smells like a wine almost. And they put 100 pounds of all those ingredients per barrel that they brew.
Wow.
It's amazing how much has to go into each barrel to produce that beer. So as you said, Highwire Brewing is out of Asheville, North Carolina, but it's almost like it's a subsidiary of another one because it's under the Three Ring Brewing Company. It says on the back of the can, brewed and canned by the Three Ring Brewing Company. And Highwire is under Three Ring. It's all type of circus or carnival type of things.
That's what we got, huh?
That's all I got. I was disappointed. I couldn't talk more about them.
I'm
Yeah,
disappointed too.
I've always been intrigued. Their logo has the guy walking across the high wire. And they have fairly great distribution down here. I don't know about you guys over there, but we get all their stuff typically here in North Alabama. So they're known for one of their stouts is what they call 10W40, or like the motor oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but they do various IPAs and sours and things. But
Yeah, I know I've had some of their beer before. I don't remember what of theirs I've had, but I definitely, just the logo of Highwire there is definitely something I recognize from a can.
It seemed
but I know it wasn't this.
And it seemed like they, if I recall, what was it? I'll think about it for a second.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I think interesting name, right? I mean, obviously, I somewhat alluded to this and made fun of it a little bit in the intro. I guess Hugs on the Beach. I can't think of a beer that would make me think of having a hug on the beach. I mean, Andy, I know we've shared at least one or two hugs on the beach. Jay, same.
On the beach, off the beach, just hugging. Lots and lots of hugging.
I just don't correlate.
Embracing, I would call it an embrace.
I just don't correlate that to beer, though. I mean, as much as I enjoy our passionate embraces,
it's like a daily fulfillment, and that's what I could think of it as.
Okay.
Not you?
No, not me. But that's okay.
I'm gonna go back to my beer.
All right.
This will hug my beach.
Who has had this one previously? Anybody?
I haven't had this one. I've had several of theirs. I mean, like I said, they're known for some of their IPAs. I think their most popular beer was one called Bed of Nails. They have as a brown ale. But yeah, they have some very unique names for their beers for sure. I was interested to try this one. I agree with you, Andy. It's got more of that wine aroma.
The aroma hand made an appearance.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, let's with that, let's go ahead and rate this one. Andy, give us your thoughts, sir.
By the aroma alone, smells like a cheap wine, but I will have to hand it to it. It says it's a wheat ale, but it tastes like a good sour, and I like it. I could drink a lot of this, and I'm going to give it an 8.0 because if you handed this to me, I was like, it's not a wheat ale. It's a sour because it smells and tastes like a sour. It smells cheap, but it tastes good. So I think it's an 8.0. I'd have it over and over.
So what you're saying is you enjoy cheap wine, sour hugs on the beach.
I did not say that, but if that's what you inferred,
that's the translation that I'm.
My hugs are cheap, I guess. I'm a cheap hugger, which I'm not. I don't want to touch people.
What do you think?
I agree with Andy. I mean, it's kind of an all day type thing. You can take this to the pool or the beach or the river, the lake, wherever, and sit around and drink it. And I'm not going to go as high as Andy. I think there's a ton of fruit they packed into this thing, whether it's peaches, cranberries, others. It comes across, but there's nothing, like you said, that you can distinguish out of it. And it kind of melds it all together. I'll probably go 7 on this one, but it's definitely something I would try again and drink.
I will say I'm very perplexed by this one. I want to go. like, when I look at the ingredients and I go through what it's saying is in here, I want to try to pull all that, or all of that, or any of it out, and I can't. I can't pull any of the ingredients that it lists. And as you mentioned, Andy, it doesn't taste at all like a wheat. It tastes like a sour. So if I take it on the merit of it being a sour, I like it. It has the sour taste. Me being probably the one of the three of us that like sours the most, I think, if this is listed as just a sour beer, and regardless of the ingredients, I think it's a great sour. That's where I struggle, because again, I want to try to pull the ingredients out and really try to make my palate match what they're saying is in the can, and I can't do that. And maybe my palate sucks. I don't know. Go back and watch the other reviews and make up your mind for yourself, I guess. But because of that, I think that it steers me a little bit lower in the sense of the score. If I take it just on the fact of, do I like it? Yeah, I like it. It's a good beer. It's a good flavor. Is it what it's described? I don't know. I don't think so. And that's, again, where I struggle with it a little bit.
So if you looked, just to hold your thought,
yeah,
if you didn't see the word wheat or hear that, would it make a difference? I mean, because if you look at how they have it rated in Untapped, it calls it a sour fruited, which would make more sense. The only thing is the can just says it's a wheat beer, but it's a wheat beer that they've loaded with fruit.
Yeah, I think for me, if I don't know, if you hand this to me in a glass and I know nothing and I know nothing about it, I think it's a good beer that I'm going to drink again. When I have the ingredients listed and I have what it's supposed to be, I think that's where, the objective part of me, which is not, I'm more subjective than objective. You watch any of our reviews, you'll probably see that for sure. But that's where the small objective part of me goes, well, wait a minute, where is the vanilla? Where is, all these ingredients that they're supposedly supposed to be in here? And that just makes me wonder where are those flavors? They're not coming through at all for me. Probably the biggest one I get is peach.
Yep.
But just know it's not the size of the objective part of you that matters, Ben.
Ben wants a complex beer that he can dissect. In this case, this is a really good sour fruited beer that has a great flavor, but he can't pull out those individual.
We're trying to help his score out. Ben, just give us a score. I haven't even forgotten my own score and Jay's own score based on Ben trying to explain this.
He's going to fall in the middle of us. It's okay.
On his small objective scoring.
I think you just need a hug on the beach, is what I think. I think that's what you need.
He needs a high five.
A little brush on the shoulder.
Brush on the shoulder. A careless whisper in the ear.
All right. All that being said,
I digress.
Give us a score.
Some of these shows really get away from us, don't they? I'm going to go with a 7. It's kind of middle of the road for me from a sour standpoint, and I just can't get over the fact that I really want to pull some of these flavors out, and I can't get any of them out. So I'll drink it again. You give it to me, I'll drink it. I'll even buy it again. I think it's good from that vein. It just misses the mark on me trying to pull out what is there, as I have beat the dead horse over and over again. All right, we're going to rate that hug on the beach a 7.3. Could have been a little bit better. Probably could have been a little bit worse, but 7.3 is where we come out. Maybe it was a little too strong, maybe not strong enough. I don't know. But that all being said, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. Let us know if you've had a good hug on the beach. We'd love to hear about it, and would love to reminisce on other hugs on the beach that we've had. Uh,
I don't want to hear about who's hugging who on what beach. And love? No, we don't want to.
you know,
Don't
Andy,
speak for me.
Andy really wants you to come into Discord. Link is below in the description, and tell him about your best story of the best hug you've ever had on the beach, or maybe the worst hug you've ever had on the beach. He would love to hear all of them. He loves a good hugging story. And so
No, he
direct those
doesn't.
to him.
I love and me and stories. No.
Don't let him fool you. So come into Discord, do that. We'd love to have you there. For Andy, who loves hugs on the beach, and Jay, I'm Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, man.